to sort of like focus on that. And it turned out that we weren't moving there, so we're now literally to the capacity where we are. We're crammed there at the moment. Luckily, we found another premises, and it's a purpose-built roastery specifically for us. It's 3,000 square feet, and it's going to have a live roastery and a coffee shop. So you'll be able to come in and sort of witness roasting in front of you. You'll be able to enjoy a coffee and have tours and a tasting session there. So it'll be a bit more like an experience. You know, it's more of a visitor experience and a talking point, and it's giving something back to Ammanford there in that respect. We'll be employing from that stage as well. With that roastery, we'll be taking on some larger accounts. So we already have next year sort of laid out for ourselves. We plan to open more roasteries across the board, across Wales, but the first one's going to be in Ammanford. So that is the plan, the business gradually. So we're on stage one really at the moment, moving up to where we are.
There definitely is a plan. It's not suck it and see.
No, definitely, no. We've got a plan, yeah.
And how important is the plan? Paul, what do you say?
I think the plan is quite important. I mean, even with us, we're always looking at what we're going to move into the next few years. We've got a second phase of our project, which will have a 1,000-seater auditorium, conference facilities, bit of everything actually. And in fact, even with that now, we'll be starting refurbishment within the year on that start of the project. And already I'm seeing we don't have enough space. And we've got a 2.3 acre site there. Jane, who's from Carmarthen Council, was quite involved in our project and helping us plan things out. Even last week I was looking at another piece of land, because for us to see some of the objectives we want to achieve in the next 10 years, we've got to begin to look at some of those things now and begin to plan on how we can fund some of those things as well. I mean, we're about 40 odd, as I said, employed now. If we have to employ more, we will employ more, and in fact with phase 2 coming in, we will be employing more on that, and we've already got that business plan in place for that and how that will grow over the next 5 years. Get some good people around you. I will say, you know, we had a fantastic accountant with us, and the business plan she helped us put together, that cash flow forecast, was exceptional, spot on. Be realistic with it. Don't be pie in the sky because you want a bank loan or something. Be realistic with those objectives and what you can do. We've been fortunate that really at the end of the day, we were realistic and we've exceeded what was in our cash flow forecast, which has helped us be able to expand as we have.
Planning? Important planning?
When I started Wolston, we didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about translation. All I knew is marketing. And when we had started getting the first jobs, it was a bit of a panic. How do we deliver? We need to find the linguists, the professionals to deliver the service. So I started with doing the shop front, if you like, and then panicking how we deliver. But luckily, it's with a huge learning curve, we managed to, to build a very successful business. We didn't have a proper plan, I think, until year 2 when we actually applied for a mortgage for the premises, and then we needed a plan. So we created one. So that was a learning curve. I think you should have a plan when you start a business. So I started VoiceBox now, and we do have a plan. We have a 3-year plan and a 5-year plan, which I think helps us focus, so we're not chasing squirrels, like I did a little bit with the first business. But it worked, it got us to decent level. There's 40 odd people in Wolston, and I think 9 in VoiceBox now in the first 6 months. So I feel like with so many people now, we do need to focus. So I would advise any people starting a business to actually have a plan from day one.
Yeah, it's that level of responsibility once you've got people.
Yeah.
It's not just you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Going back to what you said, Paul, about you're developing and growing and moving into the next phase. How important is it that other organisations and businesses around you are also growing, and that feeds into you, or is that you're just a lone voice going out there?
I think it's very important. We've got a window manufacturing company next door to us. We have a fantastic relationship with them. I believe just being on the site has made the site, it was a derelict site in Carmarthen on the way down to Llansteffan. It was an eyesore. Next door have benefited with us being there because we've developed the site, made it more accessible, made it look better. So there's a relationship there that's benefited from that. But also what we try to do as well, obviously, is support locally as well.
Any other questions?
Mike, do you see more of the money being tighter within the government, the sort of the way that you've worked the social enterprise, do you see this as what will happen with more local charities and local funding, rather than the council and the government helping? That local charities will have to fund in the way that you've done, create projects
I think so, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
to make it sort of more
I think so.
sustainable.
Over the last few months, I was speaking yesterday with around the Cynnon Taff Council, speaking about social enterprise and trying to explain how things had worked with us. Because there are cutbacks in every area.
In my experience, because I do a huge amount of work with social enterprises now and charities and organisations that have previously relied on funding or grants or loans or whatever, and they're asking me to go in now in order to do the enterprise element with them, because what they're realising is that yes, they can chase tomorrow's grants or loans, they're diminishing, there's less and less of them, it's harder to get them, the requirements are getting harder, but by having their own income stream, that might not be the complete picture, it might not give them everything, but it means they have more control.
I'm going to see a project in Cardiff for the next few weeks. It's a furniture project that unfortunately is failing. And it's failing, it's been run by a church, and they're a great church, right? But it's failing because they're giving everything away.
Not a question, but just a statement. I've been so inspired by you. I'm looking at a sofa of people who live locally to me, generate work locally to me, and are bouncing a sort of energy from that corner of the room that if I knew how to reproduce you that was legal,
Scott's not really saying